Few men challenged Mayor Daley with any success. One who did was Dan Walker. He beat the machine for governor in 1972. Earlier, it was Walker who coined that phrase police riot in summarizing some of the police conduct during the '68 convention disorders. In 1972, Walker defeated the machine for governor, and the following year, he and Daley sat down over lunch to try to smoke the peace pipe. Here's Daley's description of that powwow as he told it to a 1976 rally of labor leaders in Plumbers Hall.
In '73, after his victory, we had a lunch. I asked him what his program would be. He said he would have no program. I said, do you mean to tell me you're not going to say something about education, of mentally ill, about senior citizens, about job opportunities, about the problems of the cities and the problems of mass transportation? He said, no. There's only one thing in mind. I'm going to reduce the budget 25%, and I'm going to save 25% of the expenditures. And he said something to me which shocked me. He said, Roosevelt, Truman, Kennedy, and Johnson promised too much to the American people. I'm not going to do that. I looked at him and I said, say, let me hear what you said again, because, you know, you're getting a little age on you, you don't hear so well. So he repeated it. I said, my God, you were on the wrong ticket. You were elected. And that's why.
Another independent Democrat who angered Daley was a University of Illinois political science teacher in Chicago, Alderman Dick Simpson. The scene is the City Council chamber. It is July 21st, 1971. Simpson has just accused the mayor of nepotism for appointing the son of floor leader Thomas Keene to the city's Zoning Board of Appeals. It wasn't that Simpson was any threat to Daley politically, but when he accused Daley of nepotism, the mayor blew up.
I made this appointment because I know Tommy Keene, the boy that I appointed since he's been a baby, and I know his mother. And not Keene was called on this appointment, but Adeline Keene, one of the greatest women that I know, not only in this city, but in any city in the United States. A fine Polish-American woman who raised a fine boy. And should that boy be told by a professor or by any faker that he can't hold office because his name is Keene and she's his mother? Where are we going with this kind of a society? And where are we going with these kind of educators that are doing these things to the young people of our country? Let's start telling the truth. That appointment was never made at the request of Alderman Keene, although a man who's supposed to be the highest of the vocation, a teacher, if you will, dedicated to tell the truth, implies that there were bad and vicious motives behind the appointment, that it's wrong, that he's going to tell his children it's wrong. And students, what kind of truth is that? What kind of education? You can heckle all you want, and let's look at the record of the universities. And what are they doing to the minds? Is this what's being told the students? That I made the appointment because his father was the head of the finance committee? I made the appointment because he's a fine young man and a decent Chicagoan. And to do otherwise would be to be a faker. And that's what we have too much in the educational community today. Hypocrites and fakers, afraid to tell and face the truth, afraid to let the young people go into the combat of election contests. No, they want to stand behind the great university cloak and tell how wrong our country is, how wrong our society is, when they know nothing about it and refuse to take any steps to correct it, and haven't got the guts to make the charge on this floor of what's wrong with this young man. That's what's being taught. And it's a sad day when we hear words of this coming out of the university classroom. And he's not the only one. He's only typical of the large number that are in these universities polluting the minds.
Never again would Daley be so publicly enraged about any issue.